What's happening YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are back with my MK2 Focus ST. And whilst mods are on the way, and I took delivery this morning of the mod we need for Ford Fair, because Ford Fair is 2 weeks away. I'm doing some maintenance. When I say maintenance, we are going to be giving this car an oil change and doing the RS spark plug upgrade with these Denso spark plugs. We've also got a Mountune performance parts box, so some goodies will be going on this car in this video. More aesthetic goodies than anything else than performance parts, but nonetheless we are back with a Focus. The TT has sold, as has the Range Rover Evoque. I've been concentrating my time on buying cheap cars, fixing them up and moving them on, and this has kind of took a back seat. If you don't know what I'm on about, there's a link in the description below to both of them beat playlists. I saved a MK2 Audi TT from a scrapyard, and I also bought a Range Rover Evoque, which I've now sold. But normal content is going to resume. We're going to be doing some maintenance on this car, followed by some mods ready for Ford Fair 2024, where we'll be taking this car out on track. For now, we're going to let the engine get nice and warm, the oil warm up, and we're going to start with an oil change. I've let the engine run, it is now nice and warm. Now my car might be slightly different from yours, because mine is, I suppose you could say it's modified. I've got the AirTech plenum, and I've also got this RS crossover into the Group A cone filter. So, because I've got the cone filter, I don't need to replace my air filter. This is pretty much brand new. Well, say pretty much. This filter's only been on the car 7 months. I put it on in January. It's now July, so it's only been on the car around about 6 or 7 months. But I'm not worried about that. The oil, however, has been in the car for about a year. Not done the miles that it requires to change it, but 12-month intervals is what's recommended. So we're going to be giving it an oil change and a filter. We're also going to be doing the spark plugs. We'll start with the oil change while it's nice and warm, and then we'll get on to the spark plugs. There we go then, straight underneath. Sump plug is a 17mm, so we're going to drain the oil out, change the filter. There it goes. Just starting to dribble. There it is. Oh, I don't know how you can see that from the camera angle, but it is now draining out. And I've got oil all over my gloves, which is a great sign. So the oil looks black, but it's still quite golden. It's not completely black, which is a good sign. That's when you should be changing your oil. You shouldn't be waiting for it to go fully black. You need to kind of catch it when it's still a little bit golden. So we'll let that drain out and we'll crack on with changing the filter. So the next thing I'm going to get is the oil filter, which is just down the side of the airbox. Now if you've got a standard airbox, it'd be quite awkward, but because I've got the crossover and I've got an RS ECU holder, it should be easier for me to get in that gap. This is a 36mm. I recommend you get one of these sockets, which you life out a little bit easier, and a wobbly head as well. Never goes amiss. I should now, there she is. You never need to tighten these up too much. So it's free out of its housing. Some blue roll to catch the filter. Boom, one oil filter. Right, so like I said then, although I've not done the miles, the filter's been in. The filter and the oil have been in the car for about a year, but you can see the filter's not in bad condition at all. So I use Bosch filters for pretty much everything, if I'm honest, and I've really got no complaints. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. We'll pop this off. I've got a nice new shiny Bosch filter just here, which we'll replace it with. So we're just going to change the oil filter over. Now if you look here at the rag, you can see the rag's brown, and that's because the oil that's in the engine is still got a little, it's still a little bit golden. This is when you want to change it. You don't want to be changing it when it's black, because that means like the oil is, so that's what this is, when you want to change it when it's golden like it is on this rag, not when it's black, because that's when it's gone off. Ran it over. There is no kind of nice way of doing this. I just need to grip the filter and pull it out of its housing, and then take off out this rubber seal, like so. They're both for the bin. I'll clean this housing up, fresh rag, just give this a wipe. Then I'm going to get, look at that, brand new Bosch filter, slip it on, you should hear a click. That was the click I was on about. Plant our nice new seal on. That is almost ready to go back in the car. We've got one more thing to do before we put it in. That one last thing to do to the filter before we put it back in the car is I'm going to get some of our nice new engine oil. Just going to get a little bit on my finger like so and apply it fully round that seal. So what happens is, the reason you do this is I put this back in the car, the oil connects to the seal and the housing of the oil filter, and when it gets up to temperature, that oil kind of burns into the rubber, melts a little bit if you will, and kind of creates a nice tight seal while that's in its oil filter housing. So let's get this back in the car. Here we go, slip it in, slip that through there. I'm going to do it hand tight first, as far as I can. And that is the oil filter back in the car. So next step then is we need to put the sump plug back in. And let's open that Mountune box and see what goodies we've got for this Focus. Right, so we've got ourselves a little helper to open our box of goodies. The first box of goodies...
Because I just came back from my horse riding.
Yeah, she's just come back from horse riding. So our first box of goodies then, we have got a Mountune magnetic sump plug. So we're going to stick this in now, obviously to stop the oil leaking out. Then we will fill up the car with oil and we'll show you what other goodies we've got in this little box in here. You might be able to guess, but let's get this on the car first. Right, so just going to clean up the bottom of the engine. I've got a bit of rag. Mountune magnetic sump plug going in. So big difference with this sump plug compared to the standard sump plug on the car is standard sump plug's 17mm. This bad boy is a 23. I know, right? It's a big difference that, but it's magnetic, beneficial to us. Plus, it's an upgrade. Right, next we need to get some oil in the car, and we have got some of this. This is Miller's Oil's E Performance Engine Oil 5W30 is what I use. It's got Nanodrive Ester in it, and these cars take around about 6.5 litres of oil. So that's what we're going to put in it. Keeping an eye on our sump plug because obviously it's new. I've kept the old one just in case this one doesn't. Yeah, basically, what she says. If it doesn't work, we can put the old one back in. Right, put the oil in as we've just been told. We've took off this oil cap. This is a dirty old crusty dated oil filler cap, engine oil cover, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you call it in your country.
We've now got this. This is a aluminium billet oil cap from Mountune. Look at that beautiful thing. And so we need to get this on the car. The next thing we need to do then is strip the top of the engine bay down to access the spark plugs. Mine might be slightly different for yours, like I'm not running the standard airbox. I'm going to have to take the crossover off, comb filter off, take the plastics off. Once I've got that all off, I'll catch up with you. Spark plug is out, a genuine Ford spark plug that was in the car. Looks to me like it was burning away okay, looks quite clean. Not sure how long these have been in the car. I can't find anything to suggest out in the service history of the car how long they've been in, but they're worth changing because obviously going for a remap. Upgrading to is these Denso, how do you say that? Iridium power. So we need to get these in. I'm going to put a little bit of copper grease on the thread just to help it seat better, and it'll be easier if we ever need to change them in the future. Let's get them in. So that is all the spark plug chains, everything's refitted apart from the engine covers. I've left them off. So I'm going to fire the car up just to make sure it's running alright. So fingers crossed we're good. So ignition on, that's just telling us the bonnet's open. Fire. Sounds good. Let it idle, let it settle, and I think we're good. I think we're running good. Spark plugs are in. I'm happy with the way the car's running. Obviously I won't truly know until I start driving it. All we need to do now, get all these plastics and these cowlings back together, refit the air filter properly. So I've just placed it in and then we're done. So let's get it back together. Time lapse, off we go. So that's it then, spark plugs are done, car is back together. What we've got is this is the Dreamscience IMAP handheld device. Now I'll be honest, I've actually already uploaded the ModX onto the car. The ModX map is already on this car and I'm blown away by it, and I've only done around 10 miles and I've not experienced the car kind of on full boost or at full chat or flat out, if you want for a better term. I've only experienced full boost for a short period of time in second and I was blown away. I was giggling my little head off. First time seeing one of my videos, welcome. Make sure you press that subscribe button. This is my main car. I buy and sell the odd broken car, buy and try and fix them and move them on. So yeah, make sure you press that subscribe button, like down below, and if you're at Ford Fair, make sure you come check me out. I'll be on the Oval Owners Club stand, and I'm going out at the 9 o'clock and the 3 o'clock track session, so make sure you check that out as well. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.